Uh, what's up, guys? Welcome to that horse sheet showed up. So we got Facebook about to live stream an ISS spacewalk right now, and this is going to be pretty ridiculous. A VR ISS spacewalk. I had to stream this as soon as I saw it about to happen. So let's listen in and see where this is going. I can only imagine how much CGI we are about to be exposed to here. This was like really let me hurry up and set up a stream kind of thing. So like my computer just like wanted to half not work and everything was slow and I don't know what the hell it's trying to do, but I think I got it working. So let's have a look at this mess. Because yeah, it's going to be an absolute shit show right here. And maybe I'll get the rest of my computer working. But yeah, for some reason, this is like really giving me some trouble. So let's take a look.
Minutes. Very powerful views. Back to node 1 and then moving forward now, we find ourselves in the US laboratory. This is the main hub of the science and all activities that we do in the US orbital segment. This is where our final exercise device is. Right there in front of you, you're looking at the rack that has our bike on it. This is where we do cycling, and you look at it and say, well, that doesn't look like a bike. It's because in weightlessness, you don't need handlebars or a seat to bike, but that's where our final exercise equipment is. And this module also has lots of scientific racks and capability.
So it's going to start in approximately 18 minutes, so we're not really missing the actual thing I want to stream right now, but they're giving a whole bunch of preliminary bullshit here before they get started, and I can only imagine just how dumb this is going to be. It's some kind of VR experience, ISS spacewalk, that's all I know. Facebook's been streaming what they've been doing with their metaverse concept. They told us that the Facebook name is going to be changed to Meta. So there's been a lot of changes going on the Facebook front. And this is part of their presentation, whatever this ISS VR spacewalk thing is going to be. But I figured you guys would, like to see this. If you're interested in VR or just how they're shoving fake space down our throats, then join me. We'll check this out. And later on, after this stream, and after I cook some food, I'm going to get back on tonight and I'm going to start streaming, first off, how to restring a guitar, I guess, because I just kind of want to get that done and out of the way. But after that, I'm going to start working on the first Truth or Kids show, or at least going to mess around a little bit and see just how difficult that might be. It might be a flop. It might be too hard. It might take me too long, or it might work out to be pretty easy and something fun that I'd like to do. But if it does turn out to be something I continue with, that's going to be like a paid thing, a Patreon subscriber sort of service. I might put teaser clips out on the main channel, and if you want full episodes, it'll be a Patreon thing. I'll figure out the specifics on all that. But if you want to see how I do video editing and how I do some of my creative stuff, be sure to check out my stream later on in about an hour and a half from now. So, all right, let's take a look at this nonsense.
Sensors to be put on the outside of the space station to increase the Columbus facility's scientific capability. This is the primary module for us to grow plants, and that's what you see Anne McLean working on there. And finally, we come to the Japanese experiment module. This is a very unique facility in that it has its own airlock, it has a storage compartment, internal and external science capability, and it even has its own robotic arm in that it has its own. You see them working on an activity going into the airlock now that's going to be able to depressurize and then allow the robotic arm to grab those small satellites and deploy them out to space. The GEM also is unique in that it has windows just on the outside of that airlock. You can't see it in the image here, but if you turn to the left, you could see 2 windows forward and aft of the airlock, which make it very unique. Soichi had lots of experiments in here, including growing plants during our expedition.
can see there's a 15-minute timer there showing.
Wow.
So
Wow. Thank you for the incredible tour, Victor. That was fantastic. I'm kind of awestruck. I'm curious, though, you spent 6 months on the ISS. What do you miss most about the experience there? And is there anything that you actually don't miss about it? I mean, we talked about food, so I don't know if that would even be a thing.
Actually, I do miss the food. Food was great. It wasn't as good as food on Earth, but the food was great. The thing I miss the most is the crew. Being up there with all those folks was an amazing experience. I learned so much from them and made so many great memories. I spent my birthday in space. My birthday on board the International Space Station was an epic day. And so I really miss that. Just the camaraderie.
Oh, I can imagine. Okay, so now what did you do in your downtime? For sure. So was it like mainly things you would or could do on Earth, or things that you enjoyed that you could never do on Earth? Tell me all about that part.
Yeah, in my downtime, I would, I guess, mainly read and work out. And so obviously both things that I could do on Earth. But the interesting thing about it, I would consider myself an extrovert. But while I was on the International Space Station, I exhibited introverted tendencies. When I had free time, I wanted to go be by myself to recharge. I would sit in the airlock or in the cupola and listen to an audiobook or read a book, or get on the strength training machine or get on the treadmill and exercise. And also trying to find ways to stretch, which is harder than it sounds in weightlessness. And so those are the things I would do when I had free time.
Let me ask you this. How did you stay connected with your family while you were there?
At a minimum once a week, and sometimes more than that, we could see our families on a video chat. And that was always so nice to be able to see them. And those lasted anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. And those were great. And I made a decision, since I've got 4 children that love their own devices and probably didn't want to just stare at their dad's face on a computer for an hour. We played games, and I let the kids choose the game. And charades was our favorite game. That's the one we played the most. And being in weightlessness, you can do some pretty awesome charades.
Oh, I love that. A little sense of normalcy while you're so far away from your family. How cool is that? So was there ever a time that felt kind of normal while you were there? Like, did you feel like that you had that sense of normalcy? Or were you constantly aware of how removed you were from most people's reality?
I used to write to my kids about how fun cleaning was in space, because I would ride the vacuum as I vacuum. I would ride the vacuum like those kids at Hogwarts from the Harry Potter movies. And I'm like, even cleaning is more fun when you get to do it in weightlessness. So there was a constant reminder that you were outside the normal experience, because you were constantly in weight.
Really hard for me to watch because it's so much bullshit.
The fact that at any moment you could have an alarm go off and you'd have to be your best self and handle the emergency to keep you and your crewmates and also the space station safe. And that was there from the moment we launched until the moment we landed. And that's one of the reasons why we all smile so big after we splash down.
My smile is huge now because I'm hearing all of these things. And unlike Harry Potter, it's not magic, it's science. So fantastic. Very cool. It's science.
I can't stand this bitch. I really can't. She's like the fakest thing in the world.
For making us feel like we've actually been there. What an amazing experience. So again, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. It's been great sharing this experience with you today. And I look forward to seeing y'all in the future. Enjoy.
Absolutely, will do, Victor. Thank you again so much. And now we have the amazing opportunity to speak with Megan MacArthur and Shane Kimbrough, who are currently aboard the ISS 250 miles above us. How about?
Let's pay attention to the delay in the audio here if they're really live. Let's see. Let's see how much they flub this one.
We are ready.
Facebook, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Melinda Davenport with Facebook. How do you hear me?
Hi, Melinda. We have you loud and clear.
Excellent. Hello, Megan and Shane. Thank you so much for joining us today. So excited to be speaking with you. We've just been on a VR tour of the ISS with Victor Glover. We had a chance to visit each module. So can you tell us where you are right now on the ISS and what part of the world you're currently over?
Sure, Melinda. We are in the Japanese experiment module, which you'll know from your tour is one of the radial modules that comes out on the port side of Node 2. And Node 2 is kind of the forward end of the International
It's a bit of a fast response there, ISS.
direction. Right now, I think we just finished passing over the east coast of the United States, so I think we're out over the Atlantic.
Wonderful. Okay, so hello to all the East Coasters out there. Very cool. And I'm just so much of a fan of both of you, so this is very nice to have you here. Can you tell us what an average day on the ISS is like and what it's actually like living in microgravity? We're all so curious.
Well, it's an incredible place to live and work, and we're we've been doing this for about 6 months now on this mission, so it's been really fantastic. A normal day, we generally get up around 6 or 6:30 a.m. and we're on Greenwich Mean Time, so a little different time than the U.S. And our day starts usually 7:15, 7:30 with a conference with the mission control teams around the world. And that kind of gets us going off on our day, and we have a schedule that we follow after that. We're doing a lot of research and science and maintenance and working out, and our meals are kind of planned in there as well. So we end up about 7:30 every evening. So generally a 12-hour work day up here. And then after that, we'll enjoy dinner together, usually on the U.S. side anyway. And then we'll do some emails and maybe call home and then head to bed and get ready for the next day.
Never a dull moment and a full day for sure. This is fantastic. Okay, so I've heard some astronauts talk about this thing, the overview effect. This idea that when you are seeing our planet from space, it can have a really powerful shift in how you actually view life on Earth. So I'm curious to know if you've experienced that, and even more so, what's something about space that you wish that all of us on planet Earth can understand or experience firsthand?
Well, I do think that very much viewing the Earth from space has a very powerful effect on all of us, really. And it's hard to describe exactly, but for me, it feels very much like an urge to protect planet Earth. You see the beauty of the planet, of the whole planet, as we go around and around, and you see kind of how thin the atmosphere is, that is all that is keeping us alive on spaceship Earth, right? It's this very thin, fragile looking layer with a kind of a big blue Earth and then the vast blackness of space. And so it's a very strong, powerful reaction that you have. And it's kind of the first time that you really understand, like, the planet Earth is just a place in the universe. Like, we understand that.
How's it going, Bomb McClat?
The Earth, it's kind of like the Earth is your entire universe, right? But when you're away from the Earth and looking back at it, you realize that we're just kind of this small speck in the big universe, and that also has a very powerful effect. And
Same old talking points, just a small speck.
to your home planet. I think the thing that I would like for people to most get the chance to experience is this feeling of moving around in free fall. You know, we're free falling around the Earth, and the ability.
Well, you're free falling, all right. That parabolic fucking plane, bitches.
Thing that would be great for everyone to get a chance to experience.
Oh, I love that. And it's Mother Earth, so precious, right? I definitely understand where you're coming from. Let me ask you this. So you've been up there since April. How's it all going? And I also really want to know about the research that you've been doing while you're there.
Well, it's been going great. We've had an incredible mission. Our crew has been fantastic. We got a few crewmates over the last couple of weeks, and seeing new faces was kind of unique since we hadn't seen new faces in about 5.5 months. So that was really cool. And you mentioned we're doing research up here, and that is really the purpose of the International Space Station. We've been involved in hundreds of experiments during our tenure up here. Some of the ones we're currently working on now. One's a combustion experiment that it goes on all the time. And we get involved with it by changing out some bottles every now and then, usually weekly almost.
Yeah, it is. There's still 5 minutes, about 5.5 minutes until they get to the real whatever they're trying to show. I guess this is like some preliminary interview or whatever, Dominic, but it's just a mess. I don't know what to say. This is like so cringy to me.
patch chili peppers, and they've been growing about 3.5 months now, I think, and they're almost ready to harvest. So we're looking forward to that here in the next few weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay, a quick follow-up question, because that sounds fantastic. How hot are these peppers going to be?
We don't know. We'll see if space has some effect in making them hotter or more mild. We'll let you know when we figure it out.
Okay, I'm expecting a report back, because that is just too cool. And of course, you're staying very busy up there.
Hey Charlotte, how's it going? Hey My DeLorean, welcome to the channel. I know, I can't stomach it either.
Fun stuff.
Well, I think the thing that we all really enjoy quite a bit.
And yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better these days. Unhid a couple of hundred videos, and I left 200 or so videos hidden on my channel. I took all my VR and karaoke trash off. You know, it's my fun stuff, but I want to keep the channel looking more serious than I have been. I'm still going to do those streams and whatnot, but I don't know if I'm going to leave them up public. It's probably better than me creating a whole new channel for it, because that's just too much to juggle, but I didn't want to keep it, spammed up with a bunch of more useless stuff. So that's the kind of change I made today. Hey Constance, how are you, love?
Friends from space.
Watching movies, that's what we do down here too.
That's a great point, Dominic. She's got no delay when she's following up with their questions there. There should be an equal 4-second delay, right? Yeah.
I think mine, there have been some really great ones. Apollo 13 is just a classic for me that I really enjoy. The Martian's another favorite of mine as well. And we haven't watched any of those up here this time. Last time when I was up here, we got to watch Hidden Figures before it came out in theaters, and that was so fantastic. So I really enjoyed the opportunity to see that while I was in space.
Oh, what an important movie too. Good answer. I love that. This is so cool. Okay, so you both have been astronauts for over 20 years. So I want to ask you what you see the next 20 years of space exploration actually looking like, and also what role do you see technology playing in helping all of us understand more about our world and our solar system?
That's a really interesting question. And of course, it's always hard to predict the future. And I don't know that I'm very good at it, but I think right now we're seeing a really big, I think, resurgence of interest in spaceflight, in human spaceflight. And we also have, at NASA, we have a number of spacecraft that are uncrewed that are going out to explore our solar system. So there's a lot of interest, I think, around the world, and there's a lot of new stuff going on, which makes it a combination. That combination makes, I think, the times very exciting. So I will expect in the next 20 years, we will have a space station around the moon. We will be sending people on sortie missions to the surface of the moon, which is so exciting. And hopefully in the next 20 years, by the time 20 years is out, we will be sending people to Mars as well. And so that's going to take a huge effort, I think. There's going to be a big partnership involved, both with international partners, but also with commercial partners. There's a lot of technology development that's going to have to occur to make really robust systems for all of that, for the journey there, and then for living on the surface of another planetary body. All of that, requires a lot of technology. And the benefits, of course, we get from, developing these better technologies that we're
blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm really interested just to see what the VR part of this is going to be. So we got almost 2 minutes until we see that. And I'm expecting some kind of complete CGI. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's going to be an app that they're showing off so that we can download this VR Spacewalk app and travel through the ISS in VR, which if that happens, you bet your ass I'm going to get it, and we're going to laugh at that a lot.
The nerves are kicking in. It takes a long process before you even get out the door. And so some of that 3 or 4 hours while you're in the spacesuit kind of takes the edge off, I think is the best way to put it. And so when it's time to go outside, for me, I was ready to go because we've been training for many, many years to get to that point. And again, once I got out there and started moving around and realized I could control the spacesuit without having to work too hard, I really relaxed at that point. And then just went and accomplished what I was supposed to do. And I was out there with a crewmate, and we worked together, of course, to make sure that we were doing everything correctly. Once you get back in and maybe take a few hours to kind of decompress and realize what you did, that's for me where the emotions really kick.
when you dry off from all the pool water and everything, you know.
Went outside in space in the vacuum of space and performed, all these tasks with the help of mission control, of course. But it really, for me, is more emotional once I got back inside.
Cannot wait. Thank you so much for joining us on this historic Connect 2021 journey. We appreciate your time and good luck up there, and we'll be rooting for you all the way.
Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too. I love that. This is so cool.
Did they have no delay just now when she said bye and they just responded immediately? Yeah, I knew they couldn't keep that up. And that stupid harness flip. Gotta do that shit.
And EV1, EV2, we hear you. How do you hear us?
EV1 loud and clear. EV2 loud clear.
And you are going to continue with the procedure.
I copy. Leak is complete. So the next step is to take the depressed pump man ISO valve to open. Expect an alert tone. Okay, that sounds correct to us. We will let Houston, of course, make the final call on that tether config as they're going through it right now. Privilege being your pit crew this morning. Go do awesome work. Remember, we have ice cream for you when you get back, and I'll hand you over to Houston.
We'll see you in a couple of hours.
Excited to get you guys out the door today. As we'll continue with the post secret. On your DCM, switch power to fast, stagger your switch throws, and expect a warning tone.
Go for egress. Right, I'll see you out there. Yep, you'll see me there.
Sleep for the bubbles.
You set your visors for a night pass, and we will verify your suit parameters.
There's that flimsy ass airlock door, guys, you know? That's how dumb they think we are.
Okay, I'll pass it back to your head. There you go. Right? No. Don't see it. Right there to your right.
All that sparkly looking shit. That looks like what you get when the green screen's not lit up properly. Just saying.
You're translating port to Bay 12, headed nadir of the FHRC.
Hey, you in a bed, buddy? Okay.
So far, this has nothing to do with VR whatsoever. They're just shoving space shit down our throat.
07, to stow the strut bag.
what's written on this right here.
If you can give it a good wiggle test, and if you feel comfortable, we are comfortable as well.
Anybody spot any land masses yet? Look at that fisheye lens, baby. Look how bad they fisheyed that shit. What ocean is this taking up the whole side of the world? Sorry about it going black and stuff. That's just when I click on the screen, and I can't really fix that right now without going out of full screen. They just not have the balls to show Earth like what it looks like. Why they gotta have? Why is every camera fisheye to hell and back? Why?
Pass back to the equipment.
This looks like a 360 camera. This is like everything around the camera, apparently. This is Facebook Connect 2021 is what they're calling it. It's you can find this stream on I think facebookconnect.com or whatever. They've been doing a 7-hour live stream of everything VR and what they're doing to rebrand Oculus and Facebook and all of this. And at the very, very end, they decide, oh, we're going to do a VR spacewalk event. And this is that. So far, zero VR involved. This is just 360 space garbage. Like, what is that? Like, what is this? Yeah, Dominic said must be a hurricane somewhere. I know, right? It's not a ball, it's an egg. A face in the clouds. Ben Franklin. Ah. It's so important for us to take care of our own planet. We've only got one. Thank you, NASA, for inspiring us with the extraordinary work of your astronauts, and for giving us a glimpse into a world beyond our own. No, I don't think we saw anything but our own world so far. The 180-degree content featured in our program is from the series Something or Other I Missed It. All still images and supplementary footage were provided courtesy of NASA and the Glover family. Who the hell's the Glover family? Oh yeah, no parody here. I love how they have this shit so small. Like, this is... Social distancing and mask requirements were compiled, blah 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 blah. What was that bullshit that we can't read? Beyond complying with federal was part to protect the health and safety of our... Bunch of bullshit, dudes. That wasn't even VR or anything. I'm glad I wasn't waiting on this. I just had to share it. So that might be the end of the whole everything that they've been doing for hours today. Let's see, I'm pretty sure it's just going to end right there. It's such a waste of time. It was a waste of my time. I could have been taking a dump this whole time. Ah, dudes. So what I've gathered, okay, from this whole stream today, I've learned what they are trying to do with what they're calling the metaverse in VR. Um, so guys, they have very, very high quality VR equipment coming and already here. They're talking about face tracking. You put on a headset, it's going to face track your whole face. It's they got headsets that can scan your face and make a complete like actual replica of your face to be input in VR environments. Let's say, for example, I got that headset, you got that headset, and we're in a meeting room in VR space, and we will look just like we look instead of looking like a fake avatar cartoon character. It's already advanced enough to where we can look like ourselves, and that's on the business end. That's the very like high priced headsets and stuff like that they're pushing out. That they can already do that. They showed us a guy sitting on a like on a sofa with his hand on his lap, and he was twiddling his fingers like he was drawing a writing a note. And we have technology that's reading our nerves and our wrists to tell what we're writing as if we were holding a real pen. They're already talking about not only eye tracking, so it's the face mask that can track our eyes and what we're looking at and what we're focusing on. Like all that is already here. They're talking about reading our brains to interact in the VR environment. That technology is also already here. I'm going to make a prediction that by this time next year, by 2023, headsets for virtual reality are going to be so cheap, so compact, so small, and so powerful that they'll be able to track our eyes, our face, our muscles, and our own thoughts. And they're transitioning to make these things more AR, which is augmented reality, which is, we've already got phone apps right now that we can point at like a table and we could see a 3D animated duck flopping around on the table or something. I guess ducks don't flop. Let's call it a fish flopping around. And it would look like that fish is really on your table in augmented reality space. That's already here. They're enhancing everything to the point where we'll be putting on a set of glasses and we'll be seeing our own world just like we are, but with tons of enhancements. Like I might look at a pack of cigarettes and all of a sudden an ad will start playing next to it, or some more fun facts about the brand of cigarettes will just appear, and all this stuff, sounds exciting. If you're a techie like me, it's like, it's really cool, but I'm here looking past all the fluff and sparkly shit, and I'm seeing what other technology is going into this technology, and the ability to read our freaking brains. I'm willing to bet that that technology is already in the headsets that we have now, but not fully functioning yet. And a software patch might even be what it needs to unlock it. Like, we don't know what the Quest 2 is fully capable of yet because they keep upgrading it by just software. Okay, so I'm talking a headset that came out and it was originally 80 frames a second refresh rate. They bumped it to 90. And that was huge. Everybody was like, wow, how did they do that with just software and not getting a whole different headset and whole different hardware? And then they upped that refresh rate to 120 hertz, 120 frames a second. That's ridiculous. To be able to make an enhancement like that to a piece of hardware that didn't get an upgraded chip or something in it. Just as just software allowing this thing to do more. So they, we don't know what these things are already capable of doing, but I already know that they plan on taking all of what I just said with the reading our muscles and watching our eyes and tracking our face and then tracking our brains, and they're gonna have this all worked out in just less than a year from now. And the headsets are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and better and better and better. And this new world is scary. They're focusing on just how much we're in isolation and we're in lockdown. Guys, we ain't getting out of this COVID lockdown crap anytime soon, and VR is going to usher in a more comfortable world for us to be in. There will be less and less human interaction because people will just go and pick up a pair of glasses to go hang out with their friends and family now. We'll be wearing glasses to go to concerts now. There'll be no more groups of anything if this technology takes off and they keep getting their way. really scary, really scary. And yeah, I don't even. Whew, it's just a bit much for me. But I've been keeping up, with the VR technology and been, I'm really big into VR. I have two headsets. I got the Rift S and I got the Quest 2. And I'm seeing, the graphics of these games getting better and better. I'm seeing the headsets getting faster and more efficient. This thing can already track my hands. I don't even need controllers to work a lot of the headset that doesn't involve games. I can use my fingers to type messages and open browsers and change settings and interact with my environment just with my hands. And that's amazing. It knows when I do this that I'm trying to click on something, or when I just hold it more close to me and do that, it's like it's a menu button that I'm pressing. And pretty soon we'll just be able to do this and we'll be grabbing virtual objects, or maybe do this and we'll be shooting guns just like this with no controllers. All this stuff is on the way, and it's accelerating. This technology is accelerating at such a fast pace. I mean, we already have a couple of different companies working on haptics for these things. Like, you'll be able to put on a vest, and if it's raining in your game, you'll feel little raindrops popping up all over. All of that is already here. We have treadmills that you can get on and harness up to and wear special shoes, and you can walk in the treadmill like you're kind of walking, gliding on this circular dome-shaped, what is a concaved treadmill, and it tracks your movement, and you can run full blast on it, and that translates into moving in video games and stuff. Like, I haven't seen that movie Ready Player One, but that's probably going to be the next movie around the time I watch Avatar that I'll soak in and see that they're trying to emulate. They're trying to emulate this, and they are closer than you guys think. What's next? What's next with this technology? Because it's growing at such a fast rate. It's spooky, literally. Charlotte says, I think they're also making VR suits. Yeah, they make you feel in touch object. Yeah, exactly. It's what I'm saying about the haptics vests and the haptics gloves. Like, there's different technologies. Some of them are using little tiny vibration gloves so that you can get a feel for textures and things like that by wearing the gloves. Or some of them have wires that connect to each part of your finger. So if you go to grab a ball, it will tug on your fingers in just the right way to give you the illusion that you're grabbing a curved object. Things like that already here. Some of these gloves you can make yourself for about $30 in parts. So it won't be long that we'll have a bodysuit or a glove that some kind of way has a wire that goes to some part of our frickin' brain and feeds us information about what we're feeling. We're getting there. We already have a headset that you can put on and a game that you can play, and you can control the game with your mind. You want to shoot fire? Think about shooting fire. It's already here. Part of me is really excited because I'm a gamer and a techie and all of this, I love it. But at the same time, I can see where this could go. Playing into social media now, look what they're doing with the space junk. They're going to be using this stuff to, put on headsets and let's show you space. And people are going to be like, oh, it is real. Look, I'm there. We have virtual environments that look already photorealistic. We have 3D environments that you cannot tell the difference of it being real or CGI. It's already here. We have headsets with 12K resolution, okay? So let me just tell you what that means, okay? 1080p is HD quality, and then you got 4K quality, which is ultra high definition. Then you have headsets with 8K, but this one is 12K. This is unreal, the amount of clarity. This is real life clarity. 200 degrees of vision. You put on this thing and you are there. The gamer part of me loves it, but the conspiracy part of me can see exactly how terrible this can really become. So keep it in mind. This is where we're headed. This is our new world. Brother says, damn, it probably won't be long till be able to taste virtual food. Yeah, they already tried the headset that lets you smell shit, but it flopped because, FDA stuff taken in our bodies, like that didn't really go nowhere, but they already had that too. Just bizarre. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of here, guys. I want to thank you all for joining me for this little quick stream. It wasn't as VR as I thought it was gonna be. I thought they were really gonna show us VR stuff. Like, this was a 7-hour long VR stream, and they end it with some NASA bullshit out of nowhere for no reason whatsoever. Just throw in some space garbage, space right at the end of this. This had nothing to do with any of the 6 hours, 7 hours stream that they had before this. Like, it was just a complete, let's pop in some of that brainwashing. Let's get people ready for what's coming up. And that's just an easier, more visual way, a more personal way to fake space for people is what they're going for with this. Maybe we're already wearing 12K masks and this is the Matrix. I'm not going to deny that, my DeLorean. I sometimes feel like, maybe I'm in a dream, and if I get too worked up that I'll wake up in that pod somewhere. And, just like Neo when he's getting unplugged and he's in that pod and he's like feeling for the tubes and he's like, what the hell? And he breaks through that little egg and looks around and sees all the other humans like batteries hooked up to that Matrix system controlled by the computers. What if we are in the Matrix? What if all this is a mockery? Everything from the Matrix to Avatar, and it's real life, and they're just making fun of it and mocking us, and we're just charging up a battery for some major, AI brain, and we don't even know it. That's scary, but anyway, guys, I will be back on NASA's #1 VR user. Yeah, lunar node, I wouldn't doubt it. So anyway, I'm gonna get back on here in just about, give me a little time to eat, about probably another hour. And like I said, I'm gonna put my guitar strings on. Oh, it's weird. It's like a magic trick. This looks like some kind of new technology I'm holding in my hand right now. It's just green. It's a perfect green package. But I'm gonna put these guitar strings on my guitar, and then I'm gonna try to design the some parts of the Truth or Kids show. It's been an idea I've been tossing up in my head. Imagine Blue's Clues meets Alex Jones. I'll teach you kids ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, the color red, and 9/11 was an inside job. And so, tonight I'm gonna get on and I'm gonna make a living room background, cartoonish style. I'm gonna make a kitchen style cartoon background, and then I'm gonna put them together in a video that makes it look like I'm walking between the two, like side scrolling, so I can get on there and do my little fake walk and looks like I'm moving into the next room, just like Blue's Clues. I'm really just trying to emulate the hell out of Blue's Clues, and but with a truth or twist, So maybe it's going to be something with some adult humor, like SpongeBob humor thrown in there, but primarily to teach kids the basics, things like colors and numbers, Sesame Street style, and that our food is poison, and candy's bad for you, and fluoride in our toothpaste will make you dumb and like a zombie, and all this kind of stuff. I don't know how I'm going to tie in the truth or stuff to the whole kids thing. I don't know, but I know it's going to be a lot of work if I go forward with it. And if anything, doing what I'm going to do tonight's going to at least get it out of my system. Maybe it's going to be too hard. Maybe it's out of my league, or maybe I'm meant for it. I don't know. We'll see. But that's going to be coming up in an hour. So if you guys join me, I'll be happy about that. All right, much love. I'm out of here, and let's see if I can read anything else from the Facebook chat before I go. Much love, peace, my dude. Says Constance, massive props, big floppy hugs, and all that mushy good stuff. Thanks, Constance. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll catch y'all in a bit. I'm still here to change the world. It's just a little harder lately. Who's with me? Peace.
Fighting the machine, fighting the machine, fighting the machine, fighting the machine.
Orishi Show. Orishi Show. Take the red pill. Take the red pill. Orishi Show. Orishi Show. Take the red pill. Take the red pill.
Justice. Fight. Honor. Light.